and welcome to another review from DWC, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing the Iron Maiden Spitfire Mark I, obviously from Aces High, an aircraft that all of you will probably go, "Oh Mark, you never said you're going to get this." Well, I did. So let's open her up and have a little look. So for those who know, Corgi did a couple of aircraft last year in the 2025 range, including this and a Heinkel HE111 from Motorhead, which was previously released in Airfix. Obviously trying to do sort of heavy metal and music linked aircraft. I don't think they sold particularly well, so I ended up picking this up in the New Year's sale for all of, it was 15 quid with hobby points, I think. So I think it was down to £30 at its cheapest, and the Heinkel was down to 44 quid at its cheapest. So didn't sell particularly well, but we all know the Spitfire 1 is a really nice looking model by Corgi. So being the complete collectorholic that I am, I needed to get this aircraft and add it to the collection. So when it came down really, really cheap, I thought I'd pull the trigger. So let's open her up and have a little look. Here she is out of a box. You can see the fictitious Spitfire, which was on the famed Aces High tour by Iron Maiden. Obviously West Ham fans, for those who know. West Ham stock a lot of their merchandise, and I believe they paid the London Stadium once or twice as well. But nice looking scheme. Obviously not a lot of history to it unless you're a big rock fan. I don't think it was a raging success. But the beautiful thing about the Spitfire Mark I is it is a great little tooling, little dinky bit of kit. Not much in the box. Obviously got your down undercarriage, which I'll put on in a minute, your stand, and annoyingly for me, the undercarriage is fitted in, so I'm going to have to try and price that out in a minute or so. But nice looking scheme. Like the colours look spot on for a Battle Britain era bird. The spinning prop, quite a stiff prop on this one to be fair, but that's not a bad thing because you don't want the old prop droop. Don't need the Viagra to keep her up. But nice looking Spitfire indeed. Like I said, the detailing is really, really good. See that up close? See the light's a little bit different. I'm not too sure of what the serial is meant to represent. P2210. It might have some significance to something. So if anybody knows what that's about, then please let me know. Let's get her on the carriage and have a little look. Here she is in her undercarriage, looking rather resplendent. And what's really good with the new Spitfire, well, the Mark I Spitfire anyhow, they have like a pin on them rather than a little block. It makes such a difference to getting it on its undercarriage and keeping it there. The amount of times I've gone back to my Spitfires and the undercarriage has collapsed. I mean, one little issue on my one, I don't know if you can see around the canopy, bit gappy around the canopy, which is unusual for a Corgi Spitfire. Might have to fettle around with that, see if I can get it looking a little bit tighter. But overall, really nice looking bit of kit. Obviously the wheels don't move on the Corgi Spitfires, which is a bit of a shame, but not a massive deal breaker, is it? But like for 15 quid to add to the already rather large Spitfire collection, not a bad bit of dealing as well. And you know what, this is what you need to look at for releases. Sometimes Corgi absolutely nail it and that sells out straight away. The ME410 is a perfect example. And other times they don't quite get it right. You know, Royal Flush was an example, but they didn't get it right, but it sold well. In this case, it's actually a very fine bit of Spitfire, but because it doesn't really hold a lot of historic significance unless you're a Iron Maiden fan, it hasn't sold. But it's a great source for if you want to start doing Code 3s, for example. It's a great starting point for that because the model's so good. But it's almost too nice a scheme to do a Code 3 on. But look, it's entirely up to you. I'm really, really happy with it. I mean, it will display nicely with the rest of my Spitfire squadron, all 150 of them or whatever it is I've got. It's, you know, like I said, for £15, once you've earned your hobby points, absolute bargain. So sometimes it does pay to hold fire. Other times, get your pre-order in and make sure you do get your aircraft. Look, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll put this on the turntable as well and do a very short 360 video on this, as well as some photos as well. And don't forget to tune in to obviously Instagram and Facebook groups, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you get a chance. Would be most appreciative. Thank you very much. See you soon.